Hey guys, Peugeot here and welcome to another video. Today we will be reviewing one of the newest commanders in the game, and he arrived recently, like a month and a half ago, and I was asked to give him a review like any other new commander and share my thoughts. So that's what I'm gonna do. The commander I am talking about is Bjorn, who was introduced during the latest season of Siege of Winterfell, and he can be obtained in 3 ways. I'm going to show you how to obtain the medals for the commander, what he is good for, and his stats and his uses that are not so few actually. It's quite a good commander that has his own place in our gameplay. First of all, how to obtain the medals. There are 3 ways. The first way is through playing Alliance Conquest and Siege of Winterfell. So as you can see, you can get Bjorn medals for winning, but also for losing a match in Alliance Conquest, and you would get the same in the Siege of Winterfell. So 5 medals for winning, 3 medals for a loss. You need to win more. Additionally, you can find more medals that you can purchase with Valor points in the Valor shop. As you can see, every month you have the opportunity to buy up to 30 Bjorn medals. They each cost 1000 Valor points, which is, I know, more expensive than Simon and Mango combined, but the commander is also very useful, which I'm going to show you in a minute. The third way to obtain Bjorn medals would be in the Amethyst shop, but here you would actually have to spend money, because for 1 medal you need to take out 15 amethyst crystals, which means 1.5 black diamonds. Or in other words, for 2 medals every 3 days you pay 3 black diamonds. That is the cheapest way if you're gonna be spending on him. If you want to push him faster, not waiting for the Siege of Winterfell and the Alliance Conquest seasons, then this is an opportunity for you to get some more medals by spending. Then next thing, we're going to look at his tavern, and here he is. As you can see, the most important stat, the combat rate, is just 2 stars. We have finance 5 stars and aptitude 5 stars. He's going to give you great economy early on, especially good for new players, the aptitude and the finance, and then the combat rate only 2 stars. Keep in mind this is for a grey Bjorn, because I haven't really unlocked more than that. I got him at the grey status. All in all, at 2-star commander, this is gonna be 3 combat, 6 finance and 6 aptitude. Not amazing, but not too bad either. You would also ask what is he consuming, which friendship material, and yes, it is weapons. So of course he's holding a weapon, it makes sense. For a free-to-play commander, he has quite great stats, because that's a total commander, just like Arya Stark, but unlike her, he also has total health, like Kevin, like Marjorie. He has total attack, which at gold quality is going to be 15%, and when you awaken to 3 stars, that's gonna become 24% total attack. We have total health, which is again 15% at gold and 24% at 3 stars. Then the other stat, which is a non-combat stat, is that he gets 10% increased Valyrian weapon forging speed, which means that you're gonna be spending less diamonds to speed up your Valyrian weapon forging, which is good to have. Less diamonds spent is always a good thing. We will also look at his guard skills, and I'll explain why they are so great. You see, it is stated that he is a support commander, but I disagree. I think he would do great as a tank or as a second tank, like on the left or the right of the main tank. So you could use him alongside Enzo to soak some damage and also to block some attacks. Now let's review the guard skills. It says that Bjorn unleashes his contempt for old laws, dealing 6629 damage to all enemies in an area. So this is gonna be the same skill like Chris, basically, and he stuns them for 3 seconds, which is basically the same like Chris. We have the same skill pretty much. The stun is very important because commanders that stun are very useful in the werewood, also against rebels. Not only that, I found out that he is especially good against the bounty missions where you have to defeat a commander. Like for example this one at 94, specifically difficult to handle, but I found out that we can actually use Bjorn even at great quality to go ahead and stun her and provide survivability for the rest of the troops. He's a great addition to one of your setups where you're gonna be fighting these commanders in the bounty event. Going forward, the second skill is that he's increasing his attack by 532 after landing a critical strike, and this is stacking 20 times. So imagine this is 10,000 extra attack if all the 20 stacks are up. So this means he's dealing a huge amount of damage beside the stun. Beside that, the third thing is he is also parrying attacks. It says each time Bjorn blocks an attack, he recovers health. So this makes him a great tank. Blocking and recovering health is a tank ability, but also dealing a lot of damage as a tank is very important. Now you're going to ask, how is he going to get block chance and crit chance? How does that work? We need to look at the last skill, which says that it increases the self crit rate and block rate by 17%. And this is only at gray quality. If we look at gold quality, it's probably gonna be around the 50% or even higher. So that's the guard skills, particularly useful in bounty and potentially very good against rebel leaders and also in the werewood. Then let's look at the PvP 4-star awakening skill. Now when this commander was released, it was said that he would be great in any troop type setup, meaning that you could use him with infantry, cavalry, spearmen or bowmen setup when you're doing PvP. And I agree. First of all, he's a total commander, so you can put him anywhere, but the 4-star skills is really useful, especially when we read it, because it says that every 6 seconds Bjorn slashes the target troops with coefficient 200% of the troop damage. And then, as a weapon master, he increases that attack by plus 1000% on this strike. It means that he is basically hitting for 1200% or 12 times more than the usual troop damage. And that's every 6 seconds. Imagine that. Meaning that this can be triggered 6 times throughout a fight. This is gonna be great because he's going to do a lot of damage, allowing you to win faster. Then, additionally, he is also giving you total attack 10% and total defense 20%. That is when you upgrade him to 4 stars and the skill is active, you get this passive. It's actually great because it's not every day that we get a passive 10% total attack and 20% defense. But of course it would take a very long time for you to get him to 4 stars because the awakening is actually with his own exclusive medals. So you need 330 medals to get him to gold, and then the ratio, which is gonna be 1:1, you're going to need another 600 to get him to 4 stars. Could take about a few years. Depending if you're spending in the Amethyst shop, then it will be faster. And the next thing we will be looking at is the Siege of Winterfell potential for this commander. As you know, we're always looking how to improve our Siege of Winterfell marches with commanders that are good in every situation, in any troop type. Even if he is listed as cavalry, as a total commander, he can be used anywhere. And we can see that his skill says that It increases the attack and defense of commanded troops by 100% for 5 seconds. So this is at gray. It means that at gold that would be 1200%. Both attack and defense, that makes him a very strong commander that will boost your march no matter what troop type you're using. Additionally, he is going to be providing total attack, defense and health to benefit your entire march's stats, and at gold that would be 120% of totals. All in all, very good, very decent commander. He's gonna make your march hit harder and you will make it more difficult to kill. So all in all, the commander is great. What I have to say is that this is a commander that you can obtain entirely for free, you don't have to spend, and he is great for new players, especially because he's a total commander and he has a high aptitude and finance stats, which will be very helpful for growing players to grow faster. All in all, I would say that he's great to have. And then, are you gonna be using him to fight in PvP situations? I would say for spenders, no, they will never use him for fighting, but for free-to-play players he can be very good, especially early on when they get him to gold, if they don't have any of the synergy commanders unlocked, because they take quite a long time to unlock as free-to-play. Then he will be great to have as a all-around good commander that they can use, as he's basically doing skill damage, quite a lot of it, and providing total stats, so he will be great in offense and defense PvP. So that's basically my thoughts on the commander. If you have any questions, guys, you can leave it in the comments. I hope you liked this video. I'll see you on the next one.